Hi, this is Krishna. Welcome to phase 3 of my video, a comprehensive session on Boolean strings. So before I proceed directly into writing the Boolean string, a brief review as to what our initial two videos were about. The first one was about operators that we are going to use. The second was on the logic. So we have the ask of the hiring manager and we converted that into a logic. In this one, to find an SDE with some experience who's a full stack developer and a fungible candidate. So we had title, different variations of the title, and we had the tech skills that we are looking for. So let's get started. With the title, we're going to say SDE or software developer or SDE-2. Note there are no spaces, so it's going to be one single entity, or obviously full stack developer or MTS, member of technical staff. For the reason of conciseness for this video, I have just chosen about 5 titles. Obviously, you can incorporate as many titles as you want. Now we are looking for tech skills. And the first one is obviously the front-end one. So we have these technologies that we're looking for. The back-end one, so different languages, it can be Java or C# or Python. And obviously the databases that can be SQL or no SQL. Obviously you need all of them. You need front-end and you need back-end and you need database, right? So obviously we put and in between each segment, that is the front-end segment, the back-end segment, and the database segment. So let's combine both these sections to form our Boolean string. So for title, and you need the tech skills. So this would be our template, right? So let's get started. So your title is going to be this. And that's the and over here. It's the same and. And we're going to have our own tech skills. So this would be it. And that's it. We have our Boolean string based on the title and the different variations of the title and the different segments in the technologies that we are looking for. Now let's just say in your repository of resumes, there is somebody whose title is SDE and who said or who wrote in the resume that the front-end technology that he or she is well versed with is Angular. Maybe they've been working on Java and the database is a SQL. So obviously we're going to find SDE and Angular and Java and SQL, right? Now let's just say they've been working on NoSQL. Obviously, since there is no SQL, they'll find this resume as well. Now imagine if the resume or the keyword on the database in the resume was Cosmos DB. Now Cosmos DB is actually one type of NoSQL, right? But will these keywords in the resume be populated through this Boolean string? So SDE, good, and Angular and Java, but there's no Cosmos DB. Now this resume will not be populated because and Cosmos DB or and NoSQL, this is not there in your Boolean string. And now that is sad because Cosmos DB is a NoSQL database, right? So obviously it is good practice to write a few of the technologies in your Boolean string. The same goes for backend technologies, the same goes for front-end, maybe you can even say backend over here, it depends. So like I said in my previous video, it is a good idea to have 2 or 3 Boolean strings and then see what kinds of resumes are being populated, and if you're happy with the kinds of resumes, are they giving you are they helping you in the metrics that you're looking for? right? So it's a good practice to try out 2-3 Boolean strings and see if they're working out for you, right? Now in this case, now that I incorporated Cosmos DB or MongoDB, this resume will definitely be populated, right? Now, based on my experience, I usually use Notepad. Like right now, as you can see, I have a Boolean search file named in Notepad. So I have different strings for different roles, and based on their experience, based on the skill set that is required, based on the role that I'm looking for, so on and so forth. And I usually copy paste my Boolean strings in the notepad directly in whichever tool I'm working on. It can be an ATS or a CRM software, and I get it, right? Sometimes in some softwares or in some tools, I just give the title, and there is an option for me to select different skills. Sometimes I do have my entire Boolean search string, right? Because I'd probably have this whole string, and I'll be searching for other filters. Like probably we are looking for engineers in San Francisco, or maybe we are looking for engineers in Vancouver in Canada, or maybe we are looking for engineers in India, so on and so forth, right? So the different filters I toggle on and off and see what kind of resumes I'm getting with that particular Boolean string. And once I'm satisfied with the kinds of resumes that I think would move forward in the interview process significantly, that's when I continue my search even further, right? So Notepad, writing your Boolean search strings in a Notepad file, according to me, is pretty good practice. Last but not the least, I'd like to talk to you about niche skills. Let's just say your hiring manager says, hey, I want an SDE, the usual, with experience, some experience, XYZ. And then maybe obviously this SDE is going to be a full stack developer, right? And nice to have is if they have a machine learning element in their resume. Probably they've worked on some machine learning projects, or maybe they had some machine learning courses in college, or maybe the projects that they've been working on had machine learning significantly as part of their software development work, right? So maybe that's what the hiring manager said, and nice to have something as a machine learning element. While this is not, I mean, it's not like if this person does not have machine learning element, they'll be automatically disqualified. What the manager said to me in this instance is that, hey, I would like a full stack developer. If that person, moves on, and finally we want to present an offer, that's totally fine. And we can take care of the machine learning. We can have them, ramp up, and we'll give them some resources so that they can, work on some machine learning projects as well. But if you have somebody, who's also had some exposure to machine learning, that would be nice too. So that is why it's nice to have. It's not a must-have element, right? So how do you incorporate these kinds of asks by the hiring manager in your Boolean string, right? First things first, you have to have some research as to what are the machine learning skills, or the skill set, right? Ask your hiring manager, go online and figure out, okay, fine, what is the machine learning tech stack? What do what kind of technologies or languages machine learning engineers do work on? So probably they'll be saying, they will find some keywords like Python, or maybe R programming language. Maybe Postgres is the database that they've been working on. Maybe they've been working on Hadoop. Maybe there's another one, Apache, and so on and so forth, right? So you will find these kinds of keywords besides these ones when the SDE is not only a full stack developer with some experience and so on and so forth, but they've also been exposed to, or they've been working, or maybe they worked on, or maybe they took some courses in machine learning. So probably you'll find these kinds of keywords. So when you have niche skills, I think it's important to do two things. One is research, and as part of that, the second thing would be, talking to the hiring manager. What do, if the candidate were to be selected, or the present team, what have they been working on, especially in the machine learning aspect. So you will know what to look for, so on and so forth, and you can incorporate them in your Boolean search strings, right? And last but not the least would be customization, right? So this Boolean string is a very generic Boolean string, at least I think so. But if you have to customize it to the team, or maybe it's a different role like a product manager, so on and so forth, figure out the titles, figure out the tech stack, figure out the work that they've been doing, ask your hiring manager. And once that's done, then develop your logic and then write your Boolean search string, right? I hope you found this video helpful. I'd be very happy to know if you have any feedback and if you think I can improve on what I'm talking about in the video, because this video is essentially a comprehensive beginner's guide toward Boolean search, because when I first started, I really had to learn by trial and error, lots of trials, lots of errors. I felt that I would like to give back to my fellow recruiters, especially who are beginning, in a way that I could contribute by talking about, Boolean search and how to develop a Boolean string, what do you use, so on and so forth. Right. So if there's any feedback, any comments, please let me know. Please like my video if you feel it's helpful. And if you think that it can help a beginner recruiter, if somebody who wants a refresher course, in Boolean search, please feel free to share it. I hope all is well. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.